Hi, welcome to Cubs and Culture for April 15th, 2018. Ophelia, calm down. Okay, so when I speak of I want to go over the game yesterday because the game today was canceled. When I speak of leverage index, this is what I'm referring to. Fangraphs run it. I'm sure Baseball Reference does something as well. Um, but I prefer using Fangraphs. So what they are, let me actually go. Um, let me go forward. No, that's not what I wanted. Maybe I can. Okay, so they run them every single day, and therefore every single game, and they always look different. So they depend upon what's exactly going on in the game, and the middle, of course, is 50%. And then it's based off of Elo gives you. Let me see if I can't find one. Yeah, so it gives you adjusted to the pitcher matchup. And so at the beginning of the game, there's a 65% chance that the Cubs will win today. Like the game was canceled, blah, blah, blah. So this is now irrelevant. Um, and then as the game goes on, it gets adjusted. Now, one of the things I really like about baseball is because there's so much baseball that happens that it's something of a modal realist dream sport because okay, so modal realism is the idea that modal terms, which are terms concerned with probability, such as um, possible, could, maybe, etc. Could have, should have, etc. That changes the win probability. That okay. So if I say something like the Cubs won today, like it's really obvious what I'm referring to. I'm referring to an outcome that actually occurred in reality. But if I say something like the Cubs should have won today, or the Cubs could have won today. Where is the object of that reference? And a modal realist will say that that object actually exists, just not in this universe. So it sort of presupposes a whole bunch of universes, um, where anything that could possibly happen. So yesterday's game was absolutely crazy. If we go here for the lowest win probability, it should be 0.6. Maybe it's here. Anyway, it's somewhere. No, 1.1. Absolute. Okay, it's 0.7 basically. That's so the lowest chance the Cubs had yesterday. Again, they won. Um, were 0.7% chance, or maybe even 0.6 if I can't seem to find it. In any case, um, this is the that is the Javier Baez double, where they shot up from basically no fucking chance at all to 58% chance. Now, the thing I like about this, and why I brought up modal realism, is this is a very crazy game, but there's been so much baseball that there's actually other games that basically have sort of the same exact. I gestured at the screen. Same exact sort of shape, even though it was very, very unusual. So that's sort of the point one, and then the other point I want to bring up about this is they're actually context neutral. Once the game starts. So any two teams under any sort of condition, as far as the actual plays as the game developed in terms of only baseball, this is what the shape would always be. Now, as something of a philosophical point, is the games themselves aren't so the leverage index as it works. Let me actually go to another one. Let's see if I can't find another crazy shape. Yeah, see, Yeah, that's something of a win back and forth with the Athletics and Mariners. Um, and that's a pretty standard shape. Now the thing is, these things make the assumption that all things being equal. So at this point, the Athletics had a 54.2% chance of winning. Um, et cetera. That's holding all things equal. Or if the game was played under idealized conditions. But the thing is, no game is actually played under idealized conditions, nor all things being equal. So yesterday, not to take anything back from the comeback that the Cubs did, and or the Braves implosion, however you want to put the point, is because the weather was so bad yesterday, that it's not actually true that whatever the it's not actually true. Let's see if I can't find it again. 0.7. That at that point where they were down to the 10 and the 5th, blah blah blah, and Lane Adams walked, etc., that they were actually only have a 0.7% chance of winning, and the reason for that is quite simply because the weather utterly changed the nature of that game. It wasn't played under neutral conditions. I have no idea how much the weather actually increased the Cubs, because so it's hard to play a sport when it's below freezing with wind chill, and the wind was gusting at 24 miles per hour. And a lot of the things that happened in the 8th inning were a hell of a lot of crazy walks and ball errors and wild pitches, etc. And that's directly related to it just being hard to pitch within a game, etc. So I don't know how greater that increased the chance, but so it's not really 0.7%. It's still incredibly low, but because this leverage index, this game log, win probability across time, is context neutral, you can't ever actually say that on February 14th, 2018, the Cubs' actual chances to come back were 0.7%. What you can say is, all things being equal, that game had a 0.7% chance of playing out in that manner. But the thing is, of course, because of the weather, not all things are equal. Okay, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, so that's going to be pretty much it for the Cubs, Cub and culture today. The other thing I really like about this, one quick point, is you can also look at win probability added, which allows you to see who had the best sort of influence on the game. So Javier Baez, 40% of the Cubs win you can attribute to Baez, and conversely, negative 35% for Jose Quintana, etc. So you can tell who's sort of the best guy. Now I have to say this one thing about this way in which the leverage index is built is, if a starter has a good game, then that guy almost always ends up with the highest win probability. So that's going to be it for Cubs and Culture. Have a good day.